Missed it wide.
20,000.
40.
Raised to
Stone
40,000.
cold bluff by Matthew Stevens, and John McCreary does not hesitate. Doubling the bet with the top pair. 20 becomes 40.
Pass.
And Stevens quick to give it up.
Matthew Stevens showing that he can do a little bit of bluffing as well, but he's picked the wrong spot there.
So a bit of sparring there. McCreary taking one back.
10.
And Ed Giddens is on the button this hand. He has gone very quiet the last 3 levels.
That last hand might be just the push that John McCreary needs to find his stride again, so it might have cost him twice as much, Matthew, by bluffing that pot and calling the pot beforehand. So
Raise all in.
All in raise from Ed Giddens with a king 10 of
Pass.
diamonds.
Pass.
And Gary Jones, nothing wrong here. He says, if you want to play with me, stick it all in, no re-raising.
absolutely, that's basically what Rod should have been doing earlier. He's just basically finding something that resembles half a hand, stick your chips in there and hope to pull them back. And that's exactly what Ed's doing here. He's picked up the game very well from the short time that he's been playing.
Giddens picking up 15,000 there on the back of the pass. And it's up to about 80,000 now. They've played over 50 hands. Matthew Stevens in charge, and now first to speak here. Boy, look at his heart go. He may be feeling the pressure.
Absolutely. It's sometimes a lot easier and a lot more relaxing when you're sitting there with no chips than when you're sitting there with a lot of them, especially when you've just lost a pot bluffing. So he feels the pressure a little. That's basically what it is.
25,000.
How much more am I?
It's 20,000 more.
Jack high for Matt Stevens, and he says
Call.
25,000. He doesn't like this call. Those are John McCreary's cards, king 6, well in front. And Ed Giddens still has an option from the big blind.
Yeah, it's only going to cost Ed 15,000 more. And we're going to get a putt.
Oh, and look, king has hit McCreary solidly. Top pair, and he's eyeing those chips cleverly.
All in.
All in.
All in, says McCreary. Can't chase me off that one. And Matthew Stevens, who has just been
Pass.
out-flopped, can't call without a big hand.
And Ed Gibbons is sitting there kicking himself. He's just past king 4 and he'd have flopped 2 pair on this flop. So he's a bit upset that he didn't call that extra 15,000, because now he'd have been up there with a good chance if he'd have been win that pot.
So Giddens folding a hand that would have won. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's the poker player's motto. But he's going to have to make something happen, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's starting to get a bit low again. Going to have to do another one of his all-in moves soon. In the meantime, these two are going to be doing some sparring.
20,000.
John and Matthew.
Pass.
Double the bet, 10 becomes 20. And with 2-7, Stevens could go a few ways here.
Absolutely.
Both these players have found something. King, Queen versus 2-7s. I guess it's a virtual coin flip, Gary, but...
Absolutely. There's not a great deal in it. If you had to put your life on it, you put it on Matthew Stevens. But to be honest, I wouldn't want to put too much money on the
90,000
on the advantage he's got in this pot.
And that's a big raise.
80 and 10.
90,000 total. Announced the dealer. That's 70,000 more.
So it's 60 to call. Sorry, 70 to call.
70 to call.
Yeah.
Call them.
And McCreary says he's going to peel it off. This pot is huge, Gary Jones.
This could be the pot that decides who's going to win it. If John McCreary flops his card and gets the chips off Matthew Stevens.
Well, as calm as McCreary's been, 91 beats per minute is nearly heart attack area for him. If he sees a king or queen on this flop, Matthew Stevens is in trouble. It'll be Stevens to act first after this flop. And does he know he's in front?
I think he knows he's in front. I don't think he thinks that John's slow playing a big hand, but... Ooh.
Oh! McCreary has flopped the best hand.
Check.
But Stevens saw the ace. Is that what he's scared of, Gary?
I'll go all in again.
All in.
I think the ace could have saved Matthew Stevens here. If there's only one overcard, if it had just been the queen there, he may well have lost his chips. If that ace gets chained into a 2, I think it would have been adios, Matthew. And
Stevens is pained, but he's folding the hand. And McCrearick takes a big pot down. But you have to think both of those players could have gone either way. Matthew Stevens did well to check there.
absolutely.
53 hands, and John McCrearick has taken back the chip lead with 400,000. And look at that Manhattan. He was up, 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 and then lost that huge pot when caught bluffing. But he hit the queen on the flop this time and is near his high water mark. Not at it.
Matthew Stevens was a bit unlucky there. He's a good favourite if John McCrearick has to flop a pair to carry on. So it's a bit of a shame for him, because that really would have been a pot that could have got him to win it. But John McCrearick looks really good.
Marina's checking.
And Giddens still in the middle of this, but it looks like all Stevens versus McCrearick right now. They just seem to be battling at it every hand.
They're already playing for first prize and totally ignoring Ed Giddens. So he's practically a spectator at the moment.
15 more.
King 7 for John McCrearick. That's not bad, but Stevens has got him pipped with the ace. And raised 15,000 on the backs of it. This pot has got up there. We are head up for the flop. Oh, 2 warriors about to go at it again, but McCrearick has outflopped Matthew Stevens. 2 7s and 2 deuces, and with an ace high, well, Stevens has every right to think he has the best hand, Gary.
Absolutely, he's going to be firing out here.
30,000.
We could see an all-in re-raise again from John McCrearick. No, he's just decided to play a little bit calm.
Well, the bet was 50,000. Excuse me, 15,000 the bet was.
30.
Matthew Stevens does not have many chips back, and that card may have got him committed, Gary, because there's 3 hearts on board. Matthew Stevens holding the ace of hearts, but actually trailing in this pot.
Absolutely, and the thing that John McCrearick's going to be looking at is he's got the king of hearts. So we're definitely looking at a potential tournament-winning pot here.
Call.
McCrearick's missing an opportunity by only flat calling. He's giving him a chance to improve without actually making him pay.
Bet and a call on the turn, and Matthew Stevens has some chips left and needs a heart or an ace here. Didn't get it. John McCrearick's got the best of it, but Gary Jones, he might think he's beat.
He might. He's going to be happy to check it out, but unfortunately for Matthew, he's now going to be under a bit of pressure.
Check, check on the river. Showdown. Best hand wins the pot. And John McCrearick turning over his 7s and deuces and taking a massive one. And Gary, that really switched fortunes. Matthew Stevens now has to consider a short stack. That pot was over 100,000.
Absolutely. I think that could be another turning point. We've just seen another bit of bad luck for Matthew Stevens. If he'd have been lucky at the moment, he'd have hit one of his hearts and definitely would have got paid for his other 100,000 off John McCrearick with his king of hearts. So it's definitely a turning point.
The Welshman taking a hook and an uppercut from McCrearick. A miracle, the man still standing. That hand again. McCrearick was best after the flop with 2 pair, but the heart on the turn made things interesting. At the end, though, 7s and deuces with a king kicker. They'll be 2 twos only. And Gary Jones, this pie chart makes it look like a whitewash. 3 players left, but only 1 with a lot of chips.
Absolutely. John McCrearick has got a very commanding position here and is looking odds-on favourite to win it.
3 by 3, only 1 can go forward. And Matthew Stevens is low man on the totem pole, but he's got the button.
Raise.
And he's found a Kojak.
All in.
All in. Pass, pass.
All in raise for Matthew.